All right, we're going to get going because we are a little bit behind. We hung over in the last presentation. Good morning, 10th graders. Welcome back to day 2 of the IHS Virtual Student Orientation. We have a group of folks to present to you today. We appreciate your perseverance through the challenges, the technological challenges that many experienced yesterday. And your patience, as we have asked, that we all be patient with ourselves and one another as we navigate this new space that we're in. I'm going to first offer the microphone to Anna Westwig if she is on. Anna, are you out there?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. So Anna is going to present to you. Anna is the editor-in-chief for the Tatler student newspaper at IHS. And she's going to share some important information with you all. Go ahead, Anna.
Okay. As Mr. Mitchell said, I'm Anna, editor-in-chief, and I'm just going to give you a brief spiel about why you should write for the Tatler. We have a writers' meeting this afternoon at 3:45 p.m. on a Google Meets link that is in your school email. So here's why you should attend. People write for the Tatler for creative exposure. So if you've ever written something you're proud of, a poem, a short story, made a piece of art, compiled a playlist, anything that you want to share with the community, like if you've shared it on your Instagram, you can share it on the Tatler. And I'm willing to bet that most of you have done something that you're proud of and want the community to see. People also write for the Tatler because they want to improve their writing. We have a system where more experienced editors work with newer writers and we could critique and help shape and make it better. And like some of our old Tatler editors have moved on to write for like The Guardian and other outlets like that. So you can also do it to improve your writing. It's also to inform the school community. The Tatler is one of the only clubs that sort of oversees everything. You know, if Brain Team does something, we can report on it. If BioBuilders does something cool up at the Cornell lab, we can report on it. If a sports team wins, we can report on it. So you get to have this eagle vision over everything. It helps build community, and there's a reason that colleges are like, we want to see how you've been involved in the community. Well, this is how you can do it. You can make sure you're a part of everything. So if you've ever done something as an individual or as a group that you think would help build community that the community should know about, reach out to us. You can have an article written about it. You can write an article about it. There's lots of stuff you can do with it. And then people write for the Tatler to be informed. You know, every writers' meeting, we discuss all these important issues that are global, regional, local. And so not only can you suggest ideas, you can get them and research something that you don't know much about and put it out in the world and realize you're a more engaged and better informed member of the community. And then lastly, people write for the Tatler because they want stuff to change. And because the Tatler is like professionally printed and it's spread around the whole town, it's the best conduit that as students we have for affecting real change. Like you're not screaming into the void here. It gets stuff done. You know, Dr. Brown reads the Tatler, Mr. Trumbull reads the Tatler, the school board reads the Tatler. Already, like, editorials have influenced policy decisions. So if you see something you want to fix, this is how you can do it. If you want anything to change, big or small, write for our opinion section. We can help you make the thing coherent and publish it and get stuff done. So if any of those reasons I've just spouted at you strike a chord with you, come to our writers' meeting, 3:45 p.m., link in your school email. And if you have any questions, email me at editor@ihstatler.com. I'm going to put that in the chat. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you for that information. Let's get some folks interested and get more of you involved with our extracurricular activities. With that, I'm going to shift to our Director for Athletics for the Ithaca City School District, Mrs. Samantha Little.
Good morning, juniors. I think I'm a little bit more emotional with this group than the other two because I have watched your growth and your development. And since your freshman year, so much has changed. So I just want to say thank you. We are here to support you. Many of you, this fabulous project that Ms. Valletta created, if you see this banner, many of you are represented in here. So it just gives my heart great joy, and I'm so grateful to know you. And for those of you that are new to our community, welcome. I look forward to getting to know you. The athletic department, regardless of your participation in athletics or not, we're here to support you. As Anna mentioned, there are other ways to be involved with our department and not necessarily participate in a traditional way by playing, a sport. So we want you to know we're here for you. We are a safe space. For those of you returning in October, we're located in the Cube building if you aren't familiar with where we are. And we hope that you will stop by, say hello, and seek us as a resource. Mr. Mitchell, can you go to the next slide? I guess I want to say too, just so you all know, because you have a better sense of our community and who we are, please thank your teachers and staff. The amount of work that has gone into creating the most amazing school year we can possibly have for you all. Your teachers and the staff have worked the administration have worked so hard. Canvas, block scheduling, there's been so many changes, and your teachers and the staff here they've been relentless. So please say thank you. All right, now in sharing that, because we are not starting until January 4th with sports, we're looking at providing some other opportunities. Ms. Valletta is working with Cornell. It's a leadership group. So we're gonna look at ways to address some social emotional learning and some physical development for you. I will share there is a little blue link there. Armin from the library shared that with us this morning, and I thought it was really important to share it with you all because it is about a high school student who did a podcast. She's out of Chicago, but just kind of, giving you some ideas how to survive and whatever comes next. So stay tuned for more information about ways that we're going to keep you engaged and support your emotional and physical development in light of us not starting until January 4th. Next one. Thank you. If you haven't seen the information, here it is. This is what's been proposed by our conference. So season 1, winter sports will start January 4th, and then fall sports, and then spring sports. We might not play traditional sports in the way that we've known it in terms of, golf being in the fall. It might be in the spring. For some of you that are multi-sport athletes, if you have questions, contact me. We do have some ways to work around the overlapping of seasons. These are the sports that we offer. So you'll have these slides and you can review this information at your leisure. We'll go to the next one. And these are some contacts and resources for you. In addition to the links, we have our Twitter and our Instagram, and then we have Miss Valletta, who's amazing. She will support you all as those of you that are looking to play at the collegiate level. Please reach out to her. Make sure you're enrolled in the appropriate classes that you need. Also reach out to your school counselor. We have Ainsley. She got married over the summer, so her last name is changed, and it reminds me of the movie Frozen because of Orloff. Anyway, she is here for us. And then we have Harry, who is our strength and conditioning coach. And we are looking at ways to open up our weight room and provide safe opportunities for you all to get engaged and connecting with your coaches and with Harry. I will leave you with this, because lots of people have opinions about a lot of things, but it's not our opinions that change things. It's your example and who you are and your actions. So always remember to do and be your best. Let's go IHS.
Thank you, Mrs. Little. And now we have Mrs. Daphne Shalulu, Director of Fine and Performing Arts for the Ithaca City School District.
Hello, everyone. It's nice to see your faces. And I'm really looking forward to welcoming you all back, either virtually or in person this year. I agree with Samantha. It's a little bit of a more heartfelt orientation time with the juniors, given that we've gone through a lot and you've experienced a lot of hardship last year as performances were canceled and events were not able to continue. We've been working really hard since we've closed on March 13th with our staff to envision how we can continue performing arts virtually and in person all this year. And I'm really excited that we will be able to do that for you for music, art, theater, in our clubs and extracurriculars. we acknowledge and know that music and art is such a community-oriented activity. It unifies our school. It brings a sense of identity and purpose for you as students. And your artistic voice is very important and matters and needs to be expressed. So we want to support you in that and look forward to doing that this year. In terms of art, music, and theater, you can continue to either participate in those things that you've always wanted to continue to do artistically in music, art, and theater, or try something new. These are the contacts, the teachers that are involved in the courses that we offer and the extracurricular and club activities as well. And including music production that continues to be a growing course of interest. Dara Anisi is involved in that, and we will be continuing Tech Club as well. So please continue to reach out to Mr. Brookhouse about that as well. Corey, if you can move to the next slide. We're gonna continue doing clubs, and these are some of the club opportunities in the fall. CAPELLA Club, IHS Pep Band is persevering and is going to continue and do performances in the community outside. We've got the IHS Drama coming up soon. We'll be doing that virtually, and also the IHS Musical. We are continuing to plan for that in the spring, either in a virtual or blended type of setting. Keep your eye out for a video from Miss Deverin and Miss Tino about what to look forward to for our theater opportunities this coming year, and for the auditions that'll be coming up for the drama in the fall. And if you have not already visited Culp Auditorium and our spaces, please take a chance to come over here and visit us. That's where I'm located, in Culp Auditorium, along with the Fine Arts Secretary, Reese, and Steve Brookhouse. So we look forward to seeing you again in person or virtually. And here's to an exciting year that we will never forget.
Thank you, Mrs. Shilulu. Next, I'm going to reintroduce to most of you and introduce to anyone new your 11th grade Dean of Students, Ms. Jocelyn Blizzard.
Hey y'all, it's Miss Blizzard. I can't wait to see you all. I'm so glad this school year has started. Many of you have reached out to me to just connect, find out what the heck's going on with your schedule, explain the block schedule, and just talk through stuff. And I encourage you all to keep doing that. It makes me so happy to talk to you and to hear from you. So keep reaching out. I can't believe that you're all in 11th grade. That's crazy. I've been with you since 9th grade, and I feel like I know you really well. A lot of you, I still really want to get to know well, so I look forward to more time with you to be able to do so. This is a really interesting time we're in, and that's my son trying to peek his head in. You know, and we're gonna figure it out together, and good things to come. So I look forward to it.
Thank you, Dean Blizzard. Mr. Fee, are you with us? Mr. Fee, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
All right. Everyone,
Welcome.
there you go.
Are we together?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Welcome back to school. All of you know Mr. Fee. Some of you probably don't. Those of you who don't know me, I've been around for a long time. And as assistant to the principal, I work very closely with the deans, guidance counselors, and associate principals, but more closely and directly with Mr. Trumbull as his assistant. I'm looking forward to your return. It's going to be an exciting year. We've been faced with many challenges, but nothing that we can't conquer. It's a strange world, but in essence, we're still the same people, and we can get through this. So those of you who need my information, it's there on the screen, and I'm looking forward to a wonderful year. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fee. And we'll have some closing remarks from Associate Principal, Mrs. Jackie Richardson.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to day 2, junior 11th grade class of 2022. Welcome. So excited to be in front of you right now. I know many of you as well, and I'm looking forward to this year. This year is a big year for all of you, and I am thrilled to be working alongside of you. I'm gonna pop my email address into the chat so that you have an opportunity to email me if you have questions or concerns. And of course, Ms. Hardesty and Ms. Blizzard will be your go-to, but I'm always available for conversation. With that, I'm going to launch right into saying thank you to yearbook staff and Ms. Reitenbach, Ms. Lynn, who has contributed many of these beautiful images, most of them from the yearbook archives. And I'm going to encourage you to get involved. I know yearbook staff and yearbook will need your contributions and will need you to get involved, as well as getting involved in athletics, as well as getting involved in the arts. All of these opportunities are opportunities for you to create belonging and community for yourself within here at Ithaca High School. We are red and gold strong, y'all, and we need to know that each and every single one of you matter. Each and every single one of you have a voice that we need to hear. And with that, I'm going to start talking about anti-racism here at Ithaca High School. I was just saying that your voice matters. You matter. Yes, you do. And your life experience matters in all that you do. I want you to remember that your lived experience, your life, who you are is not superior to anyone else, and it certainly is not inferior to anyone else. And as a school community, as a school family, we want all of our students to know that they belong here, beyond just being included. There are systems in place that have existed for a very, very long time. We're going to talk about those very soon. Those systems have historically and present day make it very hard for brown and black persons, people of color, to feel safe, to feel welcomed and heard. Ithaca High School District, Ithaca City School District, Ithaca High School, all of the schools within our district, we want to change that narrative. See, the way we use language, the way we here schedule courses, the way we grade, the way we take attendance, what we teach, how we teach, the way we interact, all of those are part of policies, systems, procedures that have been founded in oppression, have been founded in racist practices, and we need to shift that. Now, many of you young folk have already begun to show that you've had enough with the policies. Across the nation, you have come together across continents, globally, here in Ithaca, protesting in solidarity. to recognize that racism is not a matter of blame or guilt that is attributed to one individual or a group of people, but that it is a collection of policies and procedures that are racist. We have to begin, all of us, to have these conversations. We have to be comfortable with checking or pushing back on comments that are inappropriate and or discriminatory. And we have to be willing to be uncomfortable in having those conversations. And we have to be willing to do the work to have those very uncomfortable conversations. That, folks, is the only way we are going to move ahead. And we have to be intentional, super intentional. Many staff, many students have already begun over the summer and prior to have those conversations and to begin to unpack all of this. And I'm calling on you as the 11th grade class to get involved, to share your voice and your understanding, but also to be willing to listen and listen deeply to what your peers are saying, and to question where our own perceptions, where individually our own perceptions and our own biases reside. Where do they come from? Why do we have them? Why do we perceive this? Why do we think that? And we have to ask those questions. Every single one of us has to ask that question of ourselves. And what you will most likely find if you do your research, and I encourage you to do your research, find authors that are writing on this, writing on anti-racism. Read it with an open mind. You will find that it is not one particular individual or one particular group, but that it is a series of systems set up very intentionally to be oppressive. I'm going to share a few words from Ibram X. Kendi, who is a prolific author who's done much writing on this. And he encouraged us to understand and begin to define our use of language. Because with language and the intentionality of our use of language, we can begin to deconstruct some of these systems. He says, definitions anchor us in principles. He says, this is not a light point. If we do not do the basic work of defining the kind of people we want to be in language that is stable and consistent, we can't work toward stable and consistent goals. He says to be an anti-racist is to set lucid, clear, that means clear, right? Definitions of racism, anti-racism, racist and anti-racist policies, racist, anti-racist ideas, racist, anti-racist people. And to be a racist is to constantly redefine racist in a way that exonerates one's changing policies, ideas, and personhood. So what is racism? Racism is a marriage of racist policies and racist ideas that produces and normalizes racial inequities. And a racial inequity is when two or more racial groups are not standing on approximately equal footing. And racial equity is when two or more racial groups are standing on a relatively equal footing. And a racist policy is any measure that produces or sustains racial inequity between racial groups. An anti-racist policy is any measure that produces or sustains racial equity between racial groups. There is no, let me back up. He says policy, and by policy, so he's going to be very clear about this. He says, I mean written and unwritten laws, rules, procedures, processes, regulations, and guidelines that govern people. There's no such thing as a non-racist or race-neutral policy. Every policy in every institution, in every community, in every nation is producing or sustaining either racial inequity or equity between racial groups. And that, my folks, my friends, is what we want to do. We want to challenge racial inequity. We want equity between racial groups. We want to challenge those policies that have a strong hold within our community. And we want you all to be part of that work, because that's the only way forward, is for us to be in it together, to challenge each other, to have conversations, to challenge practices and policies, and to not hold any one individual completely guilty. No one is particularly guilty. And we have to understand that those are systems in place that support it. So with that, I want to say thank you for the time, and that I want you to know that we're working really hard as a staff. Teachers are working really hard. And our community is. And I encourage you to join us with this work, and I thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Richardson. 11th graders, please check your emails for updates. I know there's an update that should be coming out from Mrs. Karen Arnold. You will, again, this afternoon at 2 o'clock, go through a shortened version of your regular schedule. Additional information, continue to check your email. Additional information will be coming out. I will have information from the yearbook club and a short video. And once we get all the recordings from all the Zoom meets together, we will send those out for you to review again, or for anyone who has missed the sessions. Thank you all. We love you all. Take care and have a great day.